Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Jiminita Swain. Topping news, gradual changes to the emergency orders, including the opening of some businesses, payments made by the National Insurance Board, and government's alphabetic shopping schedule were just some of the announcements made by Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis. The changes announced during his national press conference on government's comprehensive response plan to the COVID-19 pandemic earlier today. The Prime Minister emphasized that all Bahamians and residents must adhere to the regulations of the emergency orders in order to lower the number of positive COVID-19 cases in the country. Altavis Munnings joins us live in studio with more details on the Prime Minister's national press conference. Good evening, Altavis.
Good evening, Jiminita, and good evening, Bahamas. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis quoted health officials at the very start of his national press conference this afternoon that data shows that the measures that implemented to stop the spread of the COVID-19 virus in the Bahamas are working. He said although government is not seeing the numbers that were originally projected, the measures in the emergency orders, that includes the current national lockdown, must continue.
I am alarmed by the number of people out on the road during the 24-hour curfew this past week. In some areas, it was hard to tell that the country was under curfew at all.
As the 24-hour curfew under the emergency order resumes at 5 a.m. on Monday, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis maintains that everyone must be involved in reopening parts of the economy and returning Bahamians to work. And speaking of reopening the economy, the Prime Minister announced at his national press conference Sunday some gradual changes that will open the door for that to happen, starting this week. Family Island construction resumes Monday with all workers wearing face masks at all times. Hardware, lumber, plumbing, and electrical stores in the Family Islands catering to construction companies there can open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Starting Monday in New Providence, auto parts stores can operate on Tuesdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., hardware and home stores on Wednesdays and Fridays from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., plant nurseries from 6 a.m. to 12 noon Monday and Thursday, and landscaping and maintenance services are now listed under essential services and can operate from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. The Prime Minister emphasizes, though, that masks must be worn at all times and physical distancing must be adhered to.
Employers must provide their employees who are serving the general public with masks and appropriate protective equipments and measures. If not, the employer could face a fine. Let me repeat. Employers will face fines if their employees serving the public are not wearing a facial mask. Store owners may also be fined for allowing customers to enter their establishments without a protective face covering.
Prime Minister Minnis announced that all Bahamians and residents must now possess an official form of identification, including a passport, National Insurance Board card, driver's license, or voter's card when traveling. If not, an individual will be fined. The Prime Minister also clarified government's alphabetical shopping schedule, which resumes Monday. Food stores will open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. The first 2 hours are dedicated to senior citizens and the disabled. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays is designated for essential workers only, although the Prime Minister said this group can also shop during regular hours. The Farmers Market on Gladstone Road will now operate from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays only for essential workers. Prime Minister Minnis also listed more information on the National Insurance Board's unemployment benefit payments that made national headlines last week.
As of Friday, April 17th, NIB processed over 14,600 unemployment claims. NIB has paid out approximately $7 million in unemployment benefits so far in April 2020 this year. NIB is currently working on an additional 5,000 applicants. This, however, does not include everyone yet. Payments are still being processed for many additional workers across different employment categories. As of Friday, April 17th, NIB processed 5,592 self-employed applications. 3,400 have been approved. NIB has paid out $1.96 million so far, and taken together, in just a few weeks, NIB has processed and approved more than 18,000 applications and paid out just under $9 million. This means Bahamians do not need to stand in line to receive their money. They also do not need to have a bank account. Even if they do not have a bank account, you can receive money on your cell phone from NIB through its digital partner and use your cell phone to either redeem cash or spend the digital vouchers at grocery stores and other businesses to pay for your items.
Now, we want to remind you that the national lockdown ends at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and the 24-hour curfew resumes immediately after. The Prime Minister encourages Bahamians and residents to follow the emergency order and wear face masks, wash your hands for 20 seconds, as well as utilize an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Prime Minister Minnis also said that the Royal Bahamas Police Force will enforce the rules of the emergency order during the curfew and national lockdowns. Now, tomorrow we will take a closer look at the Prime Minister's announcement on the short, medium and long-term initiatives to bolster the economy post-COVID-19. Reporting live in studio, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you, Jiminita.